What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. Hope you're happy. Hope you're safe. Hope you're healthy. Hope you're practicing social distancing, following proper protocols. We're doing what we can in these times to stick together to talk Cowboys. Obviously, free agency has happened. The NFL draft is right around the corner, and that's exciting from the perspective of looking at football and looking at the Dallas Cowboys. And as you're likely well aware, the Dallas Cowboys hold the 17th overall pick in the 2020 NFL draft. It's going to be fun. You know, last year the Cowboys didn't have a first-round pick. We all kind of had to sit and wait and deal with that level of impatience. Last year, the draft was actually a really intense weekend. If you think about it, it was the weekend that the Avengers Endgame movie came out. It was the weekend of the Battle of Winterfell of Game of Thrones. It was just a massive weekend in terms of so many things going on. But there wasn't a lot going on for the Cowboys. The 2019 draft class, not one of note, at least 1 year into their careers. But the Cowboys do hold the 17th overall pick, and we thought, you know what? Let's look back. Let's turn back time, so to speak, and let's look at sort of the best. Some of the best 17th overall picks in NFL history. Now, there have been some solid players drafted with the 17th overall pick in recent memory. Last year, the New York Giants took Dexter Lawrence. For what it's worth, in 2018, the Los Angeles Chargers now took a player that the Cowboys, a lot of Cowboys fans liked in Florida State safety Derwin James. That was the offseason, if you'll remember. Many people thought the Cowboys were going to sign Earl Thomas, then Derwin James became a possibility, but ultimately the Cowboys ended up drafting Leighton Vander Esch in 2018, so hard to be upset about that. In 2017, the year the Cowboys took Taco Charlton, a few picks ahead, or more than a few picks ahead, the Washington Redskins took defensive tackle Jonathan Allen with the 17th overall pick, who is going to be a problem for the foreseeable future, it would seem, for the current day Cowboys. In 2016, a different safety, Keanu Neal, went with the 17th overall pick to the Atlanta Falcons. The year before, Eric Armstead went to the San Francisco 49ers, and the year before that, in 2014, the Baltimore Ravens took CJ Mosley, who has turned out pretty solid career to this point. But those are kind of the last, the most recent 17th overall picks. There are some impressive ones in terms of NFL history, and really dating all the way back to kind of, I not to look at time through a specific scope, but I feel like we all tend to look at time from like the past 30 years, right? Like from the 90s on. That's really when the world started to so many people. And if you look at it, in 1990 specifically, the Dallas Cowboys, they owned the 17th overall pick. The Cowboys had the 17th overall pick, as fate would have it, in 1990, and they took a running back. And the Cowboys have been criticized in recent memory for taking a running back with a first-round pick, but it worked out in 1990. The Dallas Cowboys, with the 17th overall pick, took a running back from the University of Florida, who was originally from Escambia. His name's Emmitt Smith, NFL's all-time leading rusher. No big deal. Cowboys kind of hit that 17th overall pick out of the park, and that's really obviously the best 17th overall pick, arguably in NFL history, certainly that the Cowboys have ever had. Again, if you can pull the NFL's all-time leading rusher, and obviously Emmitt Smith served as the engine that helped propel the Cowboys to winning 3 Super Bowls in 4 seasons. But there are other noteworthy 17th overall picks besides the NFL's all-time leading rusher and Emmitt Smith. In fact, 10 years later, this one's even harder to believe, all right? If you think that, a team would be criticized for taking a running back in the first round, and this is obviously a different time, but in the year 2000, the Oakland Raiders took a kicker with the 17th overall pick. That's right, Sebastian Janikowski, one of the more well-known kickers in NFL history. The Oakland Raiders took him with the 17th overall pick, and again, had a nice career certainly for Oakland, and then a couple places else. But the next year, 2001, Steve Hutchinson was the 17th overall pick by the Seattle Seahawks, offensive lineman that really, was solid for a while. 5 years later, Chad Greenway, a linebacker that the Minnesota Vikings took with the 17th overall pick. He was, kind of a solid pick, and I think that's what we're looking at here. This 17th overall pick, when you look at the type of players that have been available, I think in recent memory, the most impressive one is certainly Derwin James, as mentioned, and obviously the best one is Emmitt Smith. But I think the reality, if you want to generalize, if you're looking at what is going to be available, it's going to be a solid player, a solid starter, somebody that you can really kind of hopefully get, 6 to 8 years out of, a decade if you're really kind of crossing your fingers, maybe a banner or two if you're Emmitt Smith. But I mean, the 17th overall pick is obviously the middle of the first round and middle of the round in general. And so it seems like the Cowboys are going to be able to find something. I think that if you're looking for hope, this list should provide you with some. Again, I think the 5 best players since 1990 taken with the 17th overall pick. Number 1 is clearly Emmitt Smith. And then number 2, this might be a bit of revisionist history and maybe a bit of forecasting at the same time. I'll go Derwin James just because I'm kind of in that mood. It's also worth noting that Nate Solder was the 17th overall pick in 2011 by the New England Patriots. So that's solid. I'd probably put that number maybe number 5. I'm jumping around, getting crazy, getting wild. Number 3, I'll go ahead and put I'll put Doug Williams, number 3. Doug Williams, the 1978 17th overall pick taken by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You win a Super Bowl, Super Bowl MVP. You got to be on this list. So that's number 3. And then number 4, the 4th best 17th overall pick in recent history. Let's go C.J. Mosley. C.J. Mosley was pretty awesome for the Baltimore Ravens. And you know what? Number 4 is going to be the 2020 17th overall pick. I'm feeling that comfortable with it. Hey, it's going to be a fun week at bloggingtheboys.com. We're going to look back at the greatest Dallas Cowboys teams that did not win the Super Bowl. That's right. We're going to talk about the best Cowboys teams that did not win the Super Bowl. There's a lot that come to mind, unfortunately. We're going to have some fun figuring it out. So make sure you check out bloggingtheboys.com all the time for the latest and greatest in the world of America's team. Make sure you subscribe to the Blogging the Boys podcast feed, where you get multiple episodes every day, breaking down, discussing, and analyzing all things Cowboys. And make sure you subscribe right here to the Blogging the Boys YouTube channel, where we have some fun from time to time. Film reviews, breakdowns, discussions, and everything in between. And do me one more favor. Have a fantastic day. You know why? Because you deserve it. We'll see you next time.